Good evening, Therapy Army, and welcome to United Real Therapy. Big up to everybody, wherever you are in the world, tuning from. Big up, love and light. There we go. It's a preview. Yeah, it's a preview, so I need to change the title. Apologies. Apologies, people. StreamYard. I need to change the title. It's not a reaction. It's a preview, people. But big up to everybody. Love and light. Just a quick little edit here. It's a preview. Big up everybody. Love and light. Let people come in the place, man. Let the people in the house. Yeah, there you go. Hey, there we go. Changes now. You're happy, people? You're happy? It's changed to preview now. Are we all happy? Are we all happy? Big up to everybody. Love and light. Yo, bro, getting a match reaction, David. You must be very proud. Yo, big up, man. I'm dyslexic, man. I'm dyslexic. Sometimes I just, yeah. Manchester United award this season 1 star away from 4 food places to still I can't even get a pies warm. Wow. Big up. And big up to Jarvis, man. Jarvis, wherever you are, jump on if you're free. No problem if you're busy. Yeah, big up the chat. We're ready, man. We're ready, people, man. Bless from Canada. Love and light people in Canada, man. Big up to my people in Canada and everywhere around the world. Big up Stephanie Griffin. Yeah, love and light. There we go. Are we being linked to Elise from Crystal Palace? Listen, he ain't linked to nobody. Manchester United have got zero money. Manchester United are £1 billion in debt. Yeah, man. Big up Melina, man. Malia, listen, what happened to your boys yesterday, man? Hammers humbled your boys, eh? Big up to you, bro. Big up to Jarvis, man, and big up to Khalees Ramadine Lassie. Like, subscribe to the channel, people. We're 60 away from 9,000. Let's see if we can do that tonight. Let's see if we can do that before the new year, man. That's the target. Can we get to 9,000 before the new year, even though the channel is shadow banned, even though we're demonetized, even though YouTube's unsubscribing people? Big up to everybody. Welcome to the preview of Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United. I think it's going to be back to life, back to reality tomorrow. I think we play out of desperation. I think the fans at Old Trafford had a lot to do with Manchester United performing the way they perform. And people need to just chill the hell out, man. People are getting a bit too goody for my liking, man. Big up, he says, Satinda. Big up, Satinda, man. Madhouse in the house. Designer arrested them. And the rest of you are lol. Come on, United. Yeah, big up. Big up. Football players are threatened to take legal action over the increased match demands placed on their bodies with the new expanding competition. Yeah, I hope they'd sue them. I genuinely think that a male player could be required for oppressing 80th for next season with the Champions League adding games to FIFA introducing new summer competition for clubs. Yep, I think they do. I genuinely think they do. They need to take them to people to the human rights laws of being worked to death. Yeah, 100%. Old time Monty, big up Monty. Big up everybody, man, in the house. And she's definitely lost the dressing room. Madhouse, first of all, I love to meet you in real life, bro. That photo of Harry Maguire is the photo of the century. I swear to God. Every time I see you in the chat, I'm like, that photo, bro. You just said, if you're on Twitter, please, you need to send that photo to me. You need to send that photo to me. Big up Steve Coppell, man. Love and light. Radcliffe Glazers out, man. There we go. Steve Coppell, United player. 1977, if you know. Steve Coppell, I think, was one of the first footballers in this country to be studying a degree and to also play professional football, if I'm not mistaken. Big up, man. Mighty Mundo's about, better watch out. Mundo. We're having a charge. Are we having it or what? We beat Aston Villa. Now we're on a league title charge. Okay?
That we're challenging for is Conference League. That's what. That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for a Conference League, a place in a Conference League.
Yo, big up to you, Mundo. Sort out your mic, man. Your mic needs to be sorted. Big up to you, though. I hear you 100% Conference League. We're on a Conference League tips, innit? Sort your mic out, Mundo. Sort your mic out. Big up. Love, man. Big up. Free Palestine, everybody. If you know, you know, innit? We're draped. Solidarity for the Palestinians, man. Love and light. It's going to be a difficult game. Of course, it's going to be a difficult game tomorrow. It's going to be, to me, I think it's going to be back to life, back to reality, back to Manchester United just being shit. I think that's what it is, Mundo. Mundo, talk to me. We play off the cuff. Yeah, I can hear you now. We play off the cuff, helter-skelter football. And if that's not the Old Trafford with a crowd, we get conceded. We're not going to score because Nottingham Forest are now supreme, Mundo. They're supreme now. I watched their game against Bournemouth. What a game that was. And their game against Newcastle, what they did to them. They've got that Nuno Espirito de Santos counter-attack, bro. He's got that already on. Steve Cooper was playing it before he got sacked, right? He was playing it. But now, the real counter-attack low block FC has come to the show. Spiritos is one of the experts of low block counter-attack football. And he's got that on lockdown, Mundo. Look what he's got. Hudson Odoi on the right. He's got so sometimes he has Hudson Odoi on the right and then Elanga on the left, and they swap over sometimes. In with them in midfield, on top of the two midfielders sitting guys, he's got, guess who he's got? He's got probably one of the best young players that I love watching out of the teams in the bottom. Gibbs White. Talented, skillful, runs his heart out. And then they've got Woodsy up front. And Woodsy, Mundo, set up a goal against Bournemouth. And he scored a goal against Bournemouth. And then he got his hat-trick against Newcastle. So this guy who, in all the time in Newcastle, scored one goal, comes to Nuno Spiritos, spanks in 4 goals already in 2 games. How? Piero Chivik Susan Matamalongo said, I feel like we reached the stage where people are ready to take legal action. People are ready to take the tangible action on the pitch to try and resolve it 100%, because it's a sad state of affairs. I think to defeat for football, when players need to just take justice in their own hands because they don't feel protected. 100%. Listen to me. I've been waiting for this for a long, long time. But Mundo, for us tomorrow, I think, especially if we concede first, you can already see Manchester United going gun-ho and then leaving Varane and Johnny Evans exposed down the middle. And then you got the 2 wide guys being exposed as well. They're going to sit in. They're not going to be like Villa, pressing us up the pitch. Villa play on this kind of like the perfection of the offside rule for them. And they play the high line really well. But they played into Manchester United hands. And second half, we didn't give them this because the crowd was up. Because when was the last time you ever heard that the Manchester United fans do a half-time window? A half-time, not full-time, half-time. And that's why they came back. So they had to win that game. Nottingham Forest tomorrow are going to sit in, dog it, 11 men behind the ball, and they're going to counter the F out of us. How do Manchester United solve that problem when we can't create jack? We struggle to create, but we can't create jack against low blocks. We struggle.
Do you know what? This is carbon copy of where we were a few weeks ago when we played Chelsea midweek and we played Bournemouth at the weekend. And we all said after that Chelsea game, we were more worried about the Bournemouth game than Chelsea. Because Chelsea are a team that's open and we need that with opportunities. Teams that know how to defend and have a good shape and counter-attack, we really struggle against. So, and the other thing is, if he reverts back to that 3-1-6 and McTominay's in the starting lineup, game over.
Mundo, your sound is still crackling. There's a lot of crackling in your sound.
Crackling? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's better now. It's better. You moved it now. It's just a lot of crackling, but it's better now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the thing is,
a lot better now.
If you play McTominay and you play that 3-1-6, forget it, mate. We're going to be they're going to have us on toast. So it'd be interesting to see what the lineup is. If it was me, double pivot, I bring Amrabat in next to Mainu. Yeah. I'm not sure.
And I would take out Bruno and play Eriksen up the pitch. That's what I would.
Eriksen as a 10, yeah.
That's what I would do. No word of a lie. I'm just sick of Bruno. He's going to be flowing his arms around that bullshit thing, man. I just hate it. But guys, there's 100 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Big up to Mundo for joining on the stream. But honestly, Mundo, I just don't see them not scoring tomorrow. We concede goals. We leak goals right, left, and centre. How are we going to... How are they not going to score unless they miss sitters tomorrow? I can see them absolutely scoring more than two, more than one, definitely. And I can't see us scoring them though, unless it's helter-skelter football, unless it's mad like throwing a kitchen sink. We don't have any set plays. We don't have a set way of attacking. We just go for that. And tomorrow we're gonna find out. Before this, I'm gonna predict this. You're gonna find out how effective Rashford and Garnacho are when they've got double up, tripled up sometimes people defending against them, and there's no space behind them. No space behind them to maneuver. Do you know what I mean, Mundo? When there's no space for them, for Garnacho or Rashford to run in behind, they are where they are. Gibbs White is going to have a field day off. Of course he is, bro. Of course. If you know, you know. If McTominay starts, Eric Ten Hag is out defo. Bruno moves his arms faster than he oh God, 100%. His arms faster. He'll take off 100%. I don't know. Big up to everybody though. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, people. If you're not already subscribed, smash that like. That's all you can do, people. Alien Tunnel, people are saying that he's the highest chance creator in Europe. Nah, man. Miss me out with that. Miss me out with that. That's why stats... The eye test, you will never fail the eye test, people. Never. Mundo, honestly, stats are ruining football. I swear to God, stats are ruining football. They're absolutely ruining football. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, people. But yeah, the team selection tomorrow is going to be very interesting. I think they've got a couple of injuries, if I'm not mistaken. But let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. They've got a couple of injuries tomorrow. That's what they've got. Let's get into the game, man. So let's get into this preview properly, people. Preview properly. Let's get into this. We got on here. There we go. Nottingham Forest midfield Ibrahim Sakrat suspended after accumulating 5 yellow cards, but Billy Woolley returns from a ban. So Ibrahim Sangara is not playing. Sergio Orea and Felipe and Tayo are still out, but boss Nuno Espirito Santos has no new injury concerns, right? So the people who are out were already injured. Sankara is basically, Ibrahim Sankara is basically been yellow carded enough times. Manchester United are again likely to be without Luke Shaw, Sofian Abra and Anthony Martial. Casemiro, Harry Maguire, Talamasi, Alessandro, Mason Mount, and Victor Lindelof remain sidelined. Head-to-head, Manchester United have won 11 consecutive matches against Nottingham Forest in all competitions since drawing 1-1 at the City Ground in the Premier League on the 27th of November 1995. Forest are in danger of losing 9 consecutive top-flight matches against United, which would be an outright club record losing streak against a particular opponent. Their only win in 13 Premier League games versus United was a 2-1 win at Old Trafford in December 94. I remember that game. I think if I'm not mistaken, he scored. Stan Collymore scored in that game. Forest's most recent home game. Yeah, Forest's recent home win against the Red Devils came in Division 1 in March 1992, courtesy of Nigel Glove Cole. This will be the 100 league fixtures between the two sides. Nottingham Forest are vying back-to-back Premier League wins for the second time since promotion, having beaten Southampton and Leicester in consecutive fixtures in January. They're also in danger of losing 5 consecutive top-flight home matches for the first time since similar streak from January-March of 1999, when included 8-1 defeat by Manchester United. Yeah, they have won their final league game in one of the most previous 9 calendar years, and they ended up in 22 with 3-0 defeat to Manchester United. Nuno Spiritos is one of my favorite names of football managers. Nuno Spirito de Santos is the only win in 7 Premier League fixtures against United, 2-1 for the Wolves. I'm telling you, in April 2019, I'll never forget that. Chris Woods has netted 6 goals in his last 5 league starts. Wow. Anthony Elanga has scored 4 goals in 16 league appearances for Forest, and it's one more than he managed in 39 games for Manchester United. So it's 4 goals in 19 games. That's from a winger. That's quite decent. United have won their first final league fixture of each of their past 5 years. They last ended the year with a defeat in 2011. Were beaten by 3-2 at home to Blackburn. The Red Devils have 31 points from 19 matches, 8 fewer than the halfway stage of their first season under Eric Ten Hag. Defeat would be their first. The defeat would be their 14th in all competition this season. Last season, they lost more than 13 before the turn of the year. Wow, it was 1930-31. Yeah, that defeat would be the 14th in all competition. The last time they lost more than 13 times before the turn of the year was 1930-31. They are in danger of going 4 consecutive top flight away games without scoring for the first time since similar sequences March and April in 1989, which included 2-0 defeat at the City Ground. Anthony is without a goal or assist in 20 appearances for United in all competition this season. He last scored in April, 2-0 win away at Forest. So Mundo, the useless Anthony Mundo, the useless Anthony. What is he going to do? Ten Hag philosophy is that I want to play from the back, and if everyone is on board, you will see what we'll do when we have the team ready, and we'll do it. Making excuses. What's stopping you from doing it now, you donkey? Mundo, I'm sick of this manager. So Ten Hag, excuse me, I'm burping out here. We have players like Bruno Fernandes who can receive and pass. We have Christian X and Coleman who are very good at servicing, and then with the speed of our players. Listen, we'll see that tomorrow, mate. Ten Hag says, listen, let me just get rid of these hiccups. I hate having hiccups. Right, this is how you get rid of hiccups, people, right? You ready? Do it with me. You see, I burped again. You're supposed to just keep drinking. Second time it worked. Brilliant. Excuse me. Being polite there, people. That's what you do to get rid of it. That's what you do. That's what you do.
This guy's deluded, man.
Cabernet Sauvignon. No, it doesn't work. I got rid of it, people. AFCON has moved forward, and Cameroon has to get to the final. Yeah. Cameroon to win the AFCON so we can have that absolute breakdancer out of this club. The further he stays away, the better. Honestly, that guy needs to stay away, man. Oh dear, Ten Hag. I think we're very optimistic. So we have players returning. Then it's like we have 5 new signings in January. Oh my God, man. He's an absolute joke. Mundo, let me know when you're available for a comment, man. I'll get you on. Let me know when so I can ask you a question. Sorry. It's just hilarious, mate. It's hilarious. Yeah, Mundo is good, man. He's good. Mundo, talk to me. How are the kids? How was Crimbo? Crimbo was all good, bro.
Yeah, busy. The kids are good, but it was
Were you
very.
in Manny? Did you come to Manny? I didn't see you.
No, I didn't come to Manchester. No, I didn't make it.
You went and the other side of the country as well.
Yeah, we went up to Geordie Land.
Geordie Land, mate. Having it,
Yeah.
Geordie Land.
Yeah, I was there on Boxing Day, so there was a lot of sad Geordies walking around after they got.
Sad Geordies. Da, 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 da. Oh, what could it be? No, I don't want to. I don't want to start swearing, but you know the rest. Da, 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 da. United fans have got a song for the Geordies. One of the best songs, man. You can't beat it. Let me just get the super chat, man. Say me asses in the house. Forest will win. Arsenal had a small hiccup. 70 million for Hoyland for one goal. We are getting Tony.
Tony the Tiger, that's the only Tony you're getting, mate.
Big up, say me happy, please tell me. You call that a hiccup? You got busted 2-0 at home and you call it a hiccup. And you're all crying. Cry me a river. You're all crying. I saw you all crying on the socials. You're all doing it, honestly. Cry me a river, honestly. Talking about VAR and all this business. The ball was in, mate. Stop it. Forest will win. Arsenal had a small hiccup. 70 million for Hoyland for one goal. We're getting Tony. Thanks for the super chat, man. But listen, you ain't winning jack, mate. You guys get too giddy. You guys get too giddy, I swear to
Pep's
God.
coming for them, mate. Pep is coming for them. Jurgen's going to slap them, and Pep's going to slap them.
You're getting too giddy, man. You're getting too giddy, I swear to God. You're getting too giddy. I can't believe it. Honestly, I can't believe what happened to Arsenal. Mundo, they're just the gift that keeps giving. We're shit. We accept that we're shit. They're like, we're in a league title challenge. And they keep getting busted. So every little loss is a hiccup. Every hiccup, every loss is a hiccup. Listen, I feel bad for them, Mundo. Honestly, I feel bad for them. If they don't win the league this season, some of them are going to have heart attacks, Mundo. I know you're in London, so you must be a lot of Arsenal fans up there, innit?
Yeah.
Jarvis, jump on. I've just seen you. Jarvis, jump on. Apologies. I thought I already sent it. Big up to Jarvis. Big up to our Scandinavian crew. Mundo, tomorrow, I can see us getting busted. Honestly, nowhere to lie.
I'm not that confident.
We were talking about the Chelsea game. Chelsea game was take care of itself with Bournemouth and what Bournemouth did to us. We know what Bournemouth did. Bournemouth just counter-attacked us, honestly. They set traps for us, Mundo, and they just picked us off and counter-attacked us. Like the sloppy defending, sloppy giving the ball away. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Big up Khalees Ramadine, that's the chief editor at United Real Therapy. Big up to you, brother. Big up to you. We got a mighty Mundo here for you tonight, people. We're doing it. And we're doing a preview. I just can't see. Nuno Espirito Santos is he sets up his team, Mundo. Counter-attack machine. Remember Wolves? Wolves were a counter-attacking machine. Suck you in, had the two ballers in midfield, Neves and Martinho. Bam! Everybody was on their bike. When those two on the ball, Mundo, what would happen? Everybody was on their bike when these two managed Wolves. And it's exactly the same. They went to Geordie Land and absolutely destroyed him on the counter. Destroyed. What's the tall guy called? The tall guy. He got targeted by Elanga. Did you see it? Elanga running ragged. The guy from Brighton.
Dan Burn. The left back.
Yo, Dan got absolutely. He didn't get burned, though. He got absolutely ovened. He didn't get burned. He got put in the oven, man. He got absolutely toasted. He got toasted, man. Big up, Khalees. Away from home at Old Trafford, fans always keep it even when they have the setbacks, even when cannot line up. I'm like, stop chatting, waffling, Eric Ten Hag. Honestly, the fans are determined. Well, play for the fans then, you absolute muppet. This football he's playing is unsustainable, Mundo. Because we have to be helter-skelter. Big up Jarvis. Jarvis in the house, people. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, people. We're 60 away, I think. 60 subscribers from 9,000 people. Even though the channel has been demonetized, shadow banned, and also YouTube is unsubscribing people. Honestly, surreal. The fans, a lot of setbacks this season, but they still have it with their still in the group for the contenders for the successful season. My ass. What? I'm sure the team's hungry. The team's very ambitious, and it will strive for that. What are you talking about? What is he mumbling about? It's unbelievable. But I'll go to you first, Mundo. If we do not have a specific plan tomorrow to control and limit their counterattacks, we're going to get beat. I'm saying it live now. We have to watch the ball to Gibbs. We have to watch the runs of Hudson-Odoi and Elanga. Also, Mundo, if we don't have a plan for the set pieces that they're going to try to get so many, they're so good on set pieces. If we don't try to limit their set pieces, Mundo, we're getting beat. Do you see it any other way?
Nah, the thing is, the only way to stop their counterattacks is one is to make sure that as soon as they're on the ball, you press high, and you win the ball back quickly. Two, to have more possession. So if they don't have the ball, they can't counter you. But we're not good in possession. We're terrible in possession. For me, we're one of the worst teams in the league for possession. We're absolutely terrible. We either pass it around slowly at the back, or we treat the ball like it's a grenade. You know, it's a ticking time bomb. I've got to get it away from me within 2 seconds. No, none of our players look after the ball. So that is a problem. And the other thing as well is,
Eric Ten Hag is telling you here, you see already the direction of the last couple of games. We have a higher possession numbers. Mundo, can you please remind Eric Ten Hag what the possession numbers were against Liverpool? Wasn't it 31% or 29%? Where's this guy coming from?
Why don't you remind him of what the possession stats were against West Ham? They were probably in the 70s, and we still got busted 2-0. So possession doesn't mean anything unless you do something with the ball. If it's just sterile and you're just passing it around like we do, slow like snails, and there's no movement, it seems we can only play two ways. One is either counter-attack or snail pace, possession, no penetration, bad decisions by our forwards. I'm just not that confident. I just don't know where the goals are coming from. Never mind conceding. I don't know how we're going to score goals against Forest if they play a low block. That's a bigger concern for me. Scoring.
Now, 100%, 100% is scoring. Jarvis, same question to you. How we already talked about it. Nuno Espirito Santos, fantastic counter-attacking team. Low block, knows exactly how to do it. We saw it against Bournemouth. We saw it against Newcastle. We saw it. How are you first? How are the kids? How's the Christmas decoration still up? How's the temperature in northern Norway? Talk to me. Tell me the temperature.
Nothing has changed. It's still freezing outside. So, I wouldn't recommend coming up to the north at the moment. But, Christmas is here. Everybody's happy. It's jolly. And happy I have a cup of some good ale. So I can't complain.
Jarvis, get that ale, lad. Have that ale, mate, inside there. Go on, Jarvis. You deserve it, Jarvis. You graft hard, man. You work hard.
Thanks.
Working throughout Christmas as well, Jarvis.
I've been working every day since the third day of Christmas. So, It is what it is. But getting back to the game, I have the same concerns as you do. And Nordin, Nottingham Forest with this new manager of him, he's very pragmatic in his style. He likes to keep possession. He can play the mid block. He can also go down and play a compact low block. But as I said yesterday in the preview show, I think there's difficult to spread them out. They are very compact. I think we got to work hard, and for us, we need to be precise and we need to be. I would say good on possession. We can't be wasteful on possession, and that's a big problem, I believe, tomorrow, because I think the players will go in with the same attitude as they did against Aston Villa. But we gotta admit that Aston Villa played into our hands, playing that extremely high line and letting us run into it. So Bruno, one touch ball to three fast runners on top. So I don't think we will see the same kind of game tomorrow. So for me, is the players up for it? I don't know. And can we change our game plan? I'm skeptical. I'm not quite sure if we can do it. If it was up to me, I would maybe give Bruno a rest tomorrow. Play something who's better in possession. Maybe put Ericsson in the 10 and maybe play Amrabat in with Mainu, for example.
We just said that, Jarvis. We said that. That's the team that we'd pick. We
you
said
did?
that.
Yeah,
Me and Mundo talked about that. But that's what I'm saying to you. Look, honestly, you weren't watching this. Me and Mundo talked about it in the first 10 minutes. We're like, Bruno out, Ericsson in, Amrabat, because we need to limit their counterattacks. And you need to have two defensively sound runners in the middle to help the defend, to protect
the centre backs, Evans and Varane.
Evans and Varane, yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy.
But we don't know who's back tomorrow. If Luke Shaw is playing or not. If Amrabat is playing. Ten Hag didn't say anything on his press conference, so we don't know. But I believe we will start with basically the same team as we played against Aston Villa.
Obviously, you can check now. Actually, if they asked him that question, he said that in this question in his press conference, because the second part's been released now. The second part is out now.
Okay.
And he basically said, like the first part, he said that he hopes to get players back, but he didn't say who's on the training grounds right at this moment. United, big up to Miasi with a super chat, says United jealous of Saliba, Saka, Rice, and Where listen, we are not jealous of Saliba. We're not jealous of Saka. How many goals Saka scored this season? Ganacho scored more goals than Saka this season, and Martinelli and those guys. How many goals have those guys scored this season, mate? Manchester United, who can't score goals, have goal scorers more than your guys. You don't score goals, mate. Stop it, Zane. Stop the shisha, man. What's in that shisha pipe? But go ahead there, Jarvis. Honestly, I just see the game tomorrow going in a...
Yeah.
I honestly, like I said to you, I'm going to be singing Soul to Soul, one of my favorite soul bands from the UK. Back to life. Back to reality. You remember this, Travis? You know this song.
I remember that song. Yeah, I know that song.
He's a fantastic defender. Yeah. Listen, say Miasi, thanks for the super chat. Saliba is a fantastic defender. Nobody is going to argue that.
But it's going to be difficult tomorrow, and you know what I fear tomorrow, Nuruddin, is their wingers. They have all of their forwards are good. They are really fast, like Gibbs White and Elanga and Hudson-Odoi. But especially Elanga, coming back to Old Trafford, he has something to prove, and he will be up against Dalot, who will play left back. So maybe
we're playing at their ground tomorrow. We're playing at their ground because remember we played them already at Old Trafford. Remember, I came here. And I was telling everybody, I was like, guys, I knew the season was effed up, Mundo. Me and Jarvis, we did the match reaction, and I said, that's the work. We were holding on in the last 15 minutes against 10 men Nottingham Forest ripping us to shreds at Old Trafford. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
They had a man sent off. They were playing with 10 men, and they ripped us to shreds. We had 11.
That was another manager under Cooper. And Cooper, he played like a pragmatic, I don't know, he was a 5-3-2 formation or something. But now they play the 4-2-3-1 formation. They are more compact, and I believe they will be better on the ball and actually try to attack us. The good thing is, I think, that this midfielder they have, Sangare, is not playing. I think he's suspended. Yellow cards, but he's a destroyer. So I'm really happy that he's not playing, but because he would have cost us a lot of trouble, I believe. Especially
their possible lineup in midfield tomorrow is Danilo and Yates. They're the two holding guys, the two double pivot, and then they've got Hudson-Odoi on the left. They've got Elanga on the right. They've got Gibbs White behind Woods. In defense, they've got that Nketiah, Niketa, and then they got Murillo. Murillo is a good player. The right back is Montiel. And then
Montiel,
he
played against him when he played for Sevilla and in the Europa League. He was really good that game.
Was good. He's the guy who scored in the World Cup final, innit? The penalty.
I believe so.
Yeah, and then they got Turner in goal. So they're not a slouch tomorrow. Honestly, I'm not lying to you, people. People are not gonna. Yeah, man. Big up to everybody. Jarvis bigging news all up, man. Big up. Mufc TV, big up for the super chat, bro. He says, Our attack is the worst. If you lose, blame it on them, not the defense or Onana. If you have plenty of chances to score and don't, then it's your fault. But we don't even make chances though. To be fair, in games we don't make chances. We don't make chances. I just don't want to see Anthony tomorrow. I want to see Garnacho on the right. He performed really well. And Jarvis, me and Mundo already agreed that when you're playing against a low block, there ain't gonna be no space for either Garnacho or Rashford to exploit. So how are they gonna do it? How? Big up Tom.
Yeah.
International man of mystery. International man of mystery.
Big up, guys.
Big up, Tom.
We're gonna win a game. Forest are not a threat for us. Our players will give it their all again for the new owners. There you go. Listen, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Google. Yeah. This new owners bounce. They've got new manager bounce. We've got new owners. We haven't got new owners. We've got new investors. Get it right, Google. They're not owners. They're new investors. Tom, tomorrow is going to be back to life, back to reality. Listen, Steve Cooper, before we left, has already started with low block and counter-attack with the two wingers they has, with Gibbs White and the striker. Nuno Spiritos is the best at that. That's why they signed Nuno Spiritos. The directors of football, or the people who know about football and Nottingham Forest, they were like, why are we having Stephen Cooper, who, that's not his natural game, try to play counter-attack football? Well, we can have the real deal. Nuno Espirito Santo is the real deal of counter-attacking football. Low block, suck pressure, suck people in, hit them hard on the counter. That is where it is. And I don't see Garnacho, and I don't see Rashford having the room in behind. But tomorrow, we're benching Bruno. Sankara suspended Nottingham Forest. Tomorrow match against Man FC will be out without injured Felipe hamstring. All those are long-term injuries. So they got no new injuries from the game. They got no more new injuries from the game against Newcastle. Sankara's is the only one that is Ibrahim Sankara's. But Tom, how do you see the game tomorrow?
Difficult. I'll be honest. I do think it will be difficult. 5:30 under the lights. Forest, let's face it. They are going to be fighting at the bottom end of the table to try and stay up. Mid-table finish is probably what they're aiming for, based upon that they've switched managers mid-season. Everything that you said, Nuruddin, even if you take it back to the game last season, and we was playing okay last season toward the back end of it, we were grinding out results. Last season, I think we got bailed out. Was it by a Delo wonder goal? I think it was. This sort of game, it just has that feel like you're going to have to do something special. Just like that Garnacho moment at Goodison Park, you're going to need something special to break the deadlock. That's all I'm saying, because I agree with what you said, Nuruddin. I think the way that Nuno Espirito Santos plays, and let's face it, guys, it's worked well for him. When he was at Porto, he's been successful playing this way. When he was at Wolves, he got them to a quarter-final of the Europa League. I think people do forget this about the guy. The only thing that overshadows all that is he lasted 10 games at Spurs where he won half of them, and he lost half of them. That's the only thing that overshadows the guy. But I think ultimately with how we want to play, it depends on I think selection's a key part of us getting the result tomorrow. I do. Because I think if we don't play the right players, especially in natural positions, I think we're going to struggle. I do think that in the aspects of where the game's won and lost tomorrow will be midfield. Absolutely. Because if Forest are going to sit in, as everybody thinks that they're going to do, Morgan Gibbs White, I don't care who you put on him, put a player and stick him to him like glue. If that's Kobe, and if we still had him, I would say Fred for this game would have been perfect. Like a mosquito player. Stick him to him, don't fucking leave him. Follow them everywhere. Follow them to the loo, their changing room. Follow them around the pitch. I don't care where they are. Just stick to
bed.
Them
follow him to bed.
Listen, stick to him like a fly on shit. That's what I want from a player tomorrow. We've got
Stick to him like glue. Stick to him like glue.
That's what I want. If that's going to be if I'm going to do that with any player, similar sort of characteristic, I might say put Kobe Mino on him. But when we have the ball and we're controlling it, I want to see Kobe Mino more up the field if he does play. But from our overall perspective, Nuruddin, the game's going to be very physical. It's going to be about the second balls, and it's going to be about if Manchester United are up for that sort of game. Because the two games that they've properly shown up on, Chelsea and the game against Villa, they weren't necessarily them sort of games. It was ball to your feet, play fast attacking, flowing, end to end. That was how those two games went, and we got the better end of both of the games, even if maybe the results overshadowed the performance in some aspects of the games. I think overall, we need big performances from characters. That's what I want to see tomorrow. As much as I want to see us get the win, I want a decent performance because Forest, the way that they play, if we're not careful, and I'm telling you now, if you go 2-0 down at Forest, mate, you ain't coming back. Forget about it. Because they will shut up shop. They'll park the Mourinho bus, the Nuno bus, the fucking Conte bus. They'll be queuing up. It'll be like a fucking bus stop. The amount of defensive lines that they will put in front of you, and you won't break them down. It's as simple as that. First goal tomorrow for us is crucial in these kind of games. And like I say, for me, it's going to be something, I don't care what it is, dodgy VAR decision, the ball's not out, penalty, I don't care. If we get in front, that's where I'll be on an even playing field and I'd say, right, from there we can deconstruct them because they're going to have to come and play. That's how you beat teams like Forest. You need that first goal to give you the advantage and the edge, and then you can pick them off from there because they have to go for the game. But like I say, with the way that these players have been this season, don't be surprised, anybody, if they're down tools on him against Forest. I would not be shocked in the slightest because they have one moral high against Chelsea or a Villa, a decent team that's doing something in the season. As soon as they lose that composure, bang, you come back to cloud nine. And the insulation, everything falls apart. The woodwork goes. So from a basics, I want to see work rate, performance, and win the duels in the second balls. Because if you don't do that, you're not coming out of there maybe even with a point. That'll be a godsend if you come out of there with a point, if you don't show those three things. Minimum. But we have to win. Let's keep it consistent. And I want to see some big performances. The one thing especially, and I'll make this last point, the attacking players, because of how Forest are going to play, I want to see if anything has changed. I want to see Garnacho, that directness, that direct running. If you play Marcus Rashford,
space behind Tom. How are we going to get space though?
And this is what I'm saying.
Three players tomorrow.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying, and this is why I say if we use say Højlund more as the number 9, like we did for the third goal, where it was we got up the end of the field and then it was about movement and intricacy in areas. I want players to be in the right areas. Not necessarily the right time but here's chance and luck, but use some knowledge. Learn what you know about certain players. You've played together for a couple of months now, guys. You should know where each other are on the football field. So if you're going to get past a player like Garnacho sometimes does, and he gets that yard in, I want to see him know where Højlund's going to preemptively be. If that's at the front post, if that's at the back post, wherever, I want to see direct crosses into the box to him. Because if you're not going to give the kid service, don't expect him to score goals for you. It's as simple as that. He's one of those impact players. He's at a young age where if you give him 1 or 2 chances, he might not take them. You give him 3 or 4, he'll take at least one of them. And we need to give the kid the service so he can prevail for us. Because if you don't give the kid the service, guys, where's the goals going to come from? Scotty fucking McTominay. And I don't trust it. I don't trust it against a barge ball that he won't play tomorrow. So for me, I want to see character, win the duels, and I actually want to see a bit of fight and spirit from the team. Because if we can deconstruct teams, that's the difference. This game for me is bigger than the Villa game because this shows that we can play against most of the teams in this league, deconstruct them, break them down, and get results. Because the way that Forest play is the way that I would say about 16, 17, maybe even, about 14 teams in this league play this exact way against big boy teams. So I want to see the bare minimum, and I want to see some top quality up the end of the field from our front players. That's what I want to see.
Well, Tom, it's going to be very interesting because if we concede first, like we said, Mundo, then it's good night, Vienna. Because I don't know how we're going to score. I don't know how we're going to... I'm not seeing us this season take apart or score goals against any low block, Mundo. So how are we going to do it tomorrow? How are we going to do it tomorrow?
That's what I want to see different.
I'm not that confident that we will. That's what I was saying before. Like, when it's low block, we have a lot of possession, but it's sterile, side to side, no penetration. And when the ball does go into the forwards, they're just erratic. You know, everyone rushes. So I don't know. And it doesn't fill me with the confidence that the manager's still talking about we're going to be the best transition team and all this stuff. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And the formation he plays, it just it's too. I want my team to attack, but it's too open. It's too open.
Yeah.
We're so vulnerable to the counter. And if he goes into that game tomorrow playing that way, then we're in trouble. But the other thing as well is teams don't even have to play that well to beat us at the moment. It's not like teams are like pounding our goal and putting us under the cosh.
They don't even have to be that good. Look at West Ham. They waited,
That's what I mean.
pick their moments, bang bang. Game's over. We can't get back in the game. Big up Splashers. If I see McTominay tomorrow, I'll be driving to Nottingham to fist up tonight. My parents says we lack the physicality. Of course we do. That's why tomorrow, I don't know if you agree, we agreed, all of us, Tom, that we play Amrabat if he's fit. Amrabat, Kobe, and we drop Bruno and play Ericsson up the pitch.
Thank you. If you were gonna ask me the question of putting a lineup prediction, that's where I would have gone from midfield straight away. Completely. Because this game, you don't necessarily need the legs because they're going to sit in. So you're not going to be chasing after players. And if you put Kobe Miner on, say, Morgan Gibbs-White, like I said, that emphasised that Ericsson doesn't have to be the runner. And he's not going to have to chase players up and down the field. So you'll get more influence out of him. And I said this before, guys, and I'll say it again, I'll keep it short and sweet. Ericsson, from a drop ball situation, is more deadly than Bruno Fernandes will ever be. If that's a corner, a free kick, he's more creative-minded. Fernandes, on a free kick, he don't think about crossing him, he thinks about shooting into the top corner. Ericsson, completely different mindset. If he can see a gap to score and he knows he's got a better chance of doing that, he'll shoot. If not, he's going to think, right, mobility, where's, say, Højlund? Where's Rashford? Where's Harry Maguire? Where's whoever? And he's going to stick it on one of the heads. Fernandes doesn't think like that for me. That's where my issue lies with. So when you said that with that midfield, Nuruddin, I like that for me, and I think that's balanced. And you know what? I wouldn't change that because I think that's our best midfield out of all our options we've got. Everyone that's fit or not, maybe you put Casemiro in there next to Mino, but when he's back fully fit, that's it. But I think that's the biggest thing we've got.
No, 100%. And the biggest thing for me is like this what Khalid said, I think points it perfectly. Like when you play this 3-1-6 with one pivot, we are quick to counter teams, but we're vulnerable to the counter, especially on a single pivot. That's what we are. So if I see a single pivot tomorrow, like honestly, you're just setting us up to get smashed, and they will get goals. And I think they'll score more than one goal tomorrow, and the game's over. Listen, Declan Rice, we're happy for him. He's at Arsenal. He's not a Manchester United player. We don't need to discuss it. But guys, I'm gonna go around and ask you the score. Mundo, Jarvis, tactically, do you see how United win this game? We have to limit their counter-attacks. That means exactly like players like Gibbs-White, we have to press up the pitch hard as we can. But how can we press so high with Evans at the back? How can we do that? You're muted, Jarvis.
You're on mute, Jarvis.
Oh, yeah, now, sorry. They have Chris Woods on top, so I'm not that worried when it comes to Evans and the central areas. It's about
the two guys invert though. The two, Alanga and
Hudson-Odoi are fast. To Dallo and Wan-Bissaka to figure out. I believe they can do it, but But the thing is, we try to press high, and I believe we should do it tomorrow. We should go at them and press as hard as we can. Try to create the transitions high up the pitch. And maybe we can take them off guard sometimes. And it's about Stu Wally talked about this yesterday. It's about sometimes letting them try to counter us and re-counter them again. Because then as soon as they will try to counter us, there will be space for us to run into. So it's sometimes a game of chess. How to set up the team and how to play and how to press. But I think we need to just try to play our best tomorrow, and tomorrow is very important to have quality in execution, how we do things, and about the abilities on the player who Ten Hag picks. Playing Bruno tomorrow worries me a little bit. Playing Rashford worries me a lot. I don't think he is the right player for a game like this. But you never know. Maybe
where's the space gonna come from?
Yeah, and the thing is, I saw Rashford. Everybody said he had a good game last game, but I saw him in the first half. We had a transition with Evans on the ball, and Rashford ran in behind. He stopped, waved his arms, and we still had the ball. His attitude sometimes it baffles me. When you're on the bench, you're not even playing regularly, and you have an attitude. What's wrong with that? No. Run, work, do your best. Don't stand there and try to act like you're someone. He needs to prove now and be better. So tomorrow, if I see that again, I'm giving up on Rashford, because the attitude I don't like.
I've already given up on the kid, I'll be honest with you. I gave up on him after that game. What was it, Newcastle? I gave him after them.
Now, big up Mick says here, keep the same intensity and tempo. Scott on the bench. I think Scott's back in the team tomorrow, mate. Gibbs White is ridiculous in the transition. We press high, leave the midfield open, then we're finished. Quality ball carrier, makes good decisions on top. In fact, he's so quick. Yeah, of course. That's what I say. He's dangerous. He's one of my favourite players to watch out of the teams in the bottom, honestly. He's the first guy. I rated this kid when the first I've ever seen him play for Wolves. I was like, wow, this kid has got technique, he's got ability. Now he's playing at a team where he plays majority games. He's their main guy. He's the main player. People are like, oh, Woods is their main guy. What have you been watching Nottingham Forest? Gibbs has been the main player. Everything goes through Gibbs attacking-wise. It's going to be mad. But listen, go ahead. What's the score's going to be tomorrow, Tom, quickly? Your head, what's it telling you?
Heart's telling me that Eric tonight's probably going to go there. Pray for 5 deflections. Scott McTominay and Inshallah. So if we're going off of that sort of theory, I think we might win 1-0, but that's about it.
That's what your heart's telling you. What is your head telling you?
Oh, we're going to lose. That's what my head's telling. I think we would lose.
Keep it simple. Yeah, big up to Abdullahi Maya says, what team would I pick? I think we'll pick the same. To me, because for the pace of it, I won't play Evans tomorrow. I'll play Varane, Luke Shaw if he's fit. They got the lot. Wan-Bissaka. I'll play Amrabat if it's fit. Amrabat, Nonu, and then I'll play Ericsson in front of them. And I'll play. I would, if Ahmad's fit. Honestly, I would tomorrow, Jarvis, play Ahmad on the left and Garnacho on the right, and then play Højlund up the pitch. I will drop the usual 2 tomorrow, me personally. So I hope they shut me up, those 2, Bruno and Rashford. I hope they bang goals in tomorrow. I hope they do. But my heart's telling me United are getting beat. My head's telling me United are getting absolute battering because they're not going to be able to stop the transition. That's what my head's telling me. Because I know we're not going to stop. And they're scoring goals, Jarvis. Go ahead, Jarvis. What's your heart telling you? What's your head telling you?
I don't think we can keep a clean sheet. I think we will concede. And, but 1-1. But, my head says 1-1, but my heart says 2-1 United. I hope we can win this because we can build on this. We had a win now. If we can get another win, maybe we can start getting players back from injury and get some momentum. So now it's the time. And if the players let us down once again, because a lot of fans feel now that we are at the turning point of the season again. We felt it a lot of times this season, but now we feel it yet again. But I think a lot of people will be disappointed if we don't win tomorrow. So I think it's important for the season. Now tomorrow is a key game, to gain momentum into the second half of the season. And we can actually start winning like a string of games, 5-6 games in a row and do something. Because we have a lot of players coming back from injuries. And we don't play many games in January. We have 1 league game, and that's against Spurs. And we have 1 FA Cup game, and that's against Wigan, I believe. So we have time to train, we have time to drill, we have time to execute a plan to going forward, and time to rest players. So for me, it's really important for us to win tomorrow.
I think it's his first home match as well, isn't it? The new manager. Is it? I think it's Nuno's first home match.
Did they were the Bournemouth? Were they away at Bournemouth?
I think Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth was away, wasn't it? And then they played Newcastle at St James's, didn't they? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, Mundo.
We haven't any cup games.
Yeah, Mundo. Your heart and your head. What's it telling you? Are you gonna win tomorrow? What are we doing? What's your head telling you? What's your heart telling you?
My head's telling me that it's a sorry, sad state of affairs that we're all on here worried about playing 17th place Nottingham Forest. We've just sacked their manager, right? And they're playing Chris Wood up front, and we're all here panicking. That tells me everything I need to know about Manchester United at the moment, right? But having said that, they're 17th, and we seem to be, as long as it's not in the top 9, it's fine when we go away, isn't it? Generally speaking, they're not a top 9 team, so we've got a chance. So, my heart is saying it's going to be a scrappy game, and you just never know. It might be like the Everton game.
Inshallah.
I thought we were going to get the part of Everton, and somehow,
Inshallah football.
Yeah, inshallah football, right? That's what we play, right? Hope for the best, but I think the best. I predict for 1-1. That's what I predict.
Well, they'll play for Brailsford tomorrow if he's on the stand.
What,
again.
Dodgy Dave?
Dodgy Dave.
Get the inhalers out, lads. Come on.
Inhaler Dave will be on there. Mundo, I think you've said it. I think you summed us up 100%. Manchester, we're all panicking, and that's the state we are. Because, Mundo, when they played us at Old Trafford, I'm not lying to you, in the last 15 minutes, they had 10 men, and we were holding on like dogs. We're literally holding on. Like the crowd, the fans were like screaming. I was like, and I came back on here. Remember, I came and did the match reaction. I was like, we're in trouble this season, guys. Because I watched Forest and I watched Wolves and Forest. Both games I thought, oh my God. Remember, Brighton beat us comfortably. Remember those 3 games that they played Forest? And then Wolves should have beat us. It's just, oh God. It's going to be, oh God. It's going to be big. Big up to Natalie. Natalie says, player whispers going to be Onana's ear during a free kick for Forest. He will surely be rattled. We just got to whisper. You got to look at Onana and he sits down on the floor anyway. That's what he's good at. I swear to God, that break dancer is the biggest, it's the most bottle job guy I know in the goal. How I told you all. I don't have a magic ball, but Jarvis, I was here. You heard me say it before I even got him. Stay away from that guy. Tom, you heard me. I was like, stay away from that guy. Mm-hmm. You watched him in one game and you think he's the guy.
I didn't base it off one game. I based it off of the way that Erik ten Hag wanted to play. But that's not even working. So that's the only reason why I was in favour of this guy. Because I knew it worked under that system. I didn't know what we was going to get with Diego Costa. But I knew what I was getting with this guy. That's the difference.
Well, you don't know what you're getting now. You know what you're getting. He eats grass and he sits down like.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. I'm getting a bit of buy-in. He sits down like he's doing a yoga pose.
He's not a goalkeeper. He's a yoga master. 1 minute he's eating grass. Next minute he's doing a meditation. Next minute he's sitting down.
I'll tell you one thing, Nuruddin. I'll tell you one thing that we need to do with him, though. And this isn't, me criticising him, but don't ever let him do interviews. Seriously, no, and I'm being serious. Don't ever let him do interviews because the guy, he comes out with so much blunt bullshit. It's unreal. Like, I couldn't give a shit what my teammates think of me and blah blah blah. It's what the coach thinks and this that. And I think to myself, like, what the fuck are you doing? It was like when we were on the tour, mate, and he yelled something at Harry Maguire, and suddenly he gets criticised by the media. He comes out and speaks about it. Oh no, me and Harry were best mates and blah blah blah. We'll go out on the piss around money. Like, what do you expect the guy to come out with? He's not exactly going to say, oh, yeah, Harry Maguire is fucking lackadaisical Dave from fucking Only Fools and Horses. He's not going to come out and say something like that, is it? Like, at the end of the day, with someone like Andre Onana, he's not it's going to sound really bad to say of it, but I don't see him as a confident leader. I don't see, if you lose 4-0 away from home, I don't want to see him do a David De Gea, mate, and he's going to come out and do interviews for you and apologise to the fans and say, oh, I fucked up, I did wrong, this, that, the other. Listen, we know you fucked up. You don't need to say it. You don't need to come out and apologise to us. Just perform next game. That's all that I want from these players. Then, if you put in a graph and you put in a shift, I'm not bothered about the result, so long as it's not hampering to the point where we've lost 5-0, and then it's a disgrace. But if you put in the bare minimum and you lose to the better team on the day, or they take your chances and you don't, that's a different scenario. But for me, with Onana, I've said it before, mate. I'd have packed him off to fucking AFCON months ago. Go and get him training camp.
He needs to go
Go
early
and get
now.
him in training camp.
And
he's haggling now over wanting to stay for Wigan. What do you want to play against Wigan for, mate?
Listen, he needs to go now. There we go. I understand Madhouse. Madhouse said he needs to go early to the AFCON to acclimatise. Yeah, 100%. Somebody said, see it, that we're being negative.
Oh,
Have you been watching
Who's
Manchester United? Patrice Affleck says, Nuruddin, you're way too...
No.
Give us some positives.
Positive.
Dodgy Dave's coming. Give us some positives.
Give me the positives. 17th place Nottingham Forest, and we're shitting our pants. Because we know that how we play. Tactically, we know how we play. One pivot, two, Bruno to go like a headless chicken, bounce out of places. We lose the ball on the transition, and they're gonna be at Varane. Hudson-Odoi and Elanga are gonna be making that inverted runs in behind. Johnny Evans and Varane. Good night, Vienna. But I just want to get to some of the other comments, man. Big up some of the other comments. Some of the other comments, man. People were saying some interesting things. Somebody said, did we not want... somebody asked a question. Did we not want a... There we go. Ineos are going to bring a real sporting director. Do you guys not want that anymore? 25% sexuals. Listen, we're just going to have to wait and see, but I just don't see it. I do not see it. And Onana, I would get in there now. You know what? I will send him on a bicycle. He can do a charity, sponsor charity, get him on a bike tonight. Back to Cameroon. Where's it held? Africon, where's it held? Somebody in the chat, let me know where is it hosted.
Oh, I don't actually know.
Yeah, last year was in Cameroon. I know that.
Cameroon,
not Ivory Coast. I think it's Ivory Coast.
I thought it was Ivory Coast. I didn't know if it was Ivory Coast or Kenya. One of the two.
Yeah, Ivory Coast. Big up. Well, I'll get him on the bike now. He can do a sponsor charity.
Listen, we've got the right guy for it. We've got Dodgy Dave upstairs. He knows how to pedal. He knows how to pedal a bike.
Dodgy Dave's got a spare bike, Tom. Dodgy Dave's got a spare bike. He's got about 10 bikes in his lockup.
You got the right guy for it if you want to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Can sort him out. You know what? Listen. Dodgy Dave will get you 10 bikes, a big bus so you can sleep on it at night while you go, and he'll get you a couple of mechanics and a couple of inhalers. There you go. You're off to the Ivory Coast. He'll sort it out.
Wait, hang on. What's this comment here? Splashnet Onana would drop the bike.
He was rather big up. He says, "Son says here, no, really have to take Anthony with him. Not African, but who cares?" Please, I'm telling you, can Ivory Coast please? Can they loan Scott McTominay while they're there as well? Jarvis, would you be behind that if they loan Scott McTominay?
Yeah, sure.
Yaya McTominay for Ivory Coast in midfield.
Yeah.
Right, let's go in the chat, man. That's a good one, isn't it? Big up whoever said that. Big up whoever that. Right, Mundo, give me 5 players that we can loan to the African nations never to come back. Go, Mundo. What players are you sending never to come back? They don't have to be African. They just need to go.
Right, well obviously, Yaya McTominay. Yeah, they can take Yaya McTominay.
Oh, Jesus.
Go on. Who else? Anthony's got to be in there.
Anthony can go. I think Onana can, once he's played, he can go and lie on a beach in the Ivory Coast and chill. Take your time coming back. Who else? There's those 3. Yeah, Bruno. Bruno, he speaks Portuguese. Angola. Go and play for Angola.
They've not even made it. But don't worry, you can just represent them. One man team, Bruno. As long as he's got all the stats. Bruno will play with his stats behind him. There you go, Jarvis. Bruno will play for Angola with his stats behind him.
And what about, and you know what? The Ivory Coast
from Mozambique and Angola. Bruno,
And-
who else? Who else?
And the final player, because the Ivory Coast had the Yaya brothers, so they need the Chuckle brothers, which is McTominay and Maguire, both playing for Ivory Coast.
What team's Maguire playing for?
Ivory Coast with his brother McTominay. They're the new Yaya brothers from Ivory Coast.
Oh God, people. Jarvis, who's going in your five? 5 players. Let's
Oh
go.
no! Don't put me on the
5
spot.
players. Come on, Jarvis. Who's going to
First,
go?
I would say
Never too late.
Martial, and Sancho. Sancho, I would say right away.
Sancho playing for who? What team is he playing
Somewhere
for?
where with some good Wi-Fi connection, so we could connect this his PS3 or PS5 or whatever.
The best African internet network. Anthony Martial, McTominay, Onana, McTominay, Yaya Maguire, Anthony. Well, what name of African name we're gonna give? Honestly, we need to give. Who was one of the even? Honestly, all the African wide guys were all better than Anthony. Any of the wide guys playing, but Mundo, what name could we give him? Remember African wingers back in the day? What was the guy who used to play for Ajax, Mundo, when we were young? We used to watch Ajax back in the day.
Finidi George.
Yeah, that's
George.
Anthony George. That's it. Remember Finidi George? Anthony George, mate, for Nigeria. He'll play for Nigeria. But he was with, remember, people were talking about over. Do you remember Jarvis? Finidi George used to play for Ajax. Winger, really good player.
I've heard of him. I've not watched him though.
Yeah. Luke Shaw. Oh, Luke Shaw, South Africa. Luke Shaw is definitely going. Luke Shaw. Max Sauce. Oh, yeah. Mac Yaya. There we go. Mohamedou Maguire. There you go. We got it. Yeah. We got it, people. Listen, we're getting derailed a little bit, but we want to go honestly. Unana's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to go. Listen, you're going. You're being called up. Tara, see you later. Give our other keeper a game to play in the game against Wigan, and you go, my friend. Simple. Yeah, man. JJ Okocha was an amazing. No, he wasn't a winger. We're talking about wingers. Talking about Shaw can represent Burundi. Go on, Bermuda. Shaw to Bermuda. Not to Burundi, to Bermuda, the island, where you get lost, you never get found. Have you had a Bermuda Triangle? Oh, I love to send a couple of players. Forget they're playing; they'll go missing for life. Honestly, that's how I feel about some of them. Man United, JJ Sancho. There you go. Not JJ Okocha. JJ Sancho. Yeah. Scott Obi McTominay. Yeah. You know what? Anthony Kalu. Forget Kalu. Anthony Kalu.
Anthony Kalu.
Anthony Kalu, mate. We've had it. Honestly, these are the funniest. But honestly, I wish we can send a lot of people to African nations and never come back. Put Maguire on a banana boat back to Congo Express cargo with no return sender. But Makiaya, there you go. Listen, big up to the African nations. I'll be tuning in. I'll be watching that. I actually really like it. It's really open, exciting football. Other than Egypt, when it comes to Egypt get 10 men behind the ball, defend like dogs, give the ball to Salah. That's all they play on. But I'm really excited about Nigeria this year. Really going to be interesting.
Who's the favorite of the tournament?
I think who won it last year?
Senegal did
Senegal won it last year, didn't they?
Yeah, that was my
But I expect Algeria had a really disappointing. So did Egypt.
Algeria and Morocco, I think, could do quite well.
Morocco, after the World Cup, Morocco, Amrabat's going to be there as well, isn't it? We're going to be missing Amrabat as well. But I wish I could send bloody McTominay instead of. There you go, Scott McCongo. There you go. You got the guys. But seriously, let Onana go. So there was a meeting today at Old Trafford. With a agency representing Scott McTominay. Sorry, not Scott McTominay. I wish. You see, I really wanted to go so badly. Right. So the agency that represents Sancho was at the meeting today. and I think it is a way to get him out of the club in January because he's not played football. I don't really understand why people are so mad because he's not playing. And our players are not even going out clubbing like him or on the fucking shisha or on the PlayStation, but they're playing like they're on the shisha. They're going out clubbing like they are, Jarvis. So why have a go at a guy who's not playing on the pitch whatsoever? He's not there. But our players are playing like they go out with him every night. They're sleeping 3-4 o'clock playing PlayStation with him. So I'm not getting mad at him. He's not playing. How can you be mad at somebody who's not playing and who's most likely going to be moved on? So, honestly, if Manchester United players were all playing and we were top of the league or we were up there challenging and all that, I'd be like, yeah, Sancho, wrong. But he's not playing. So why are we asked about where he goes if he gets a shisha or whatever he does? So it is what it is for me. Hopefully, the situation should be resolved. If that meeting was in direct today, it was there, and that's the first time they were seen at Old Trafford. And and I knew before most people. Go and check the video. Go and check the time that I posted the thing. Sancho. I put Sancho on there because I knew that. And somebody texted me. If you know, you know. You know who you are. I can't say who they are. Somebody texted me and said, Sancho's agents are in OT, having a crisis talk with the club. Most likely for him to be moved or to be resolved. But I don't think it's going to be resolved. I think he's going to be moved on. The only thing that's going to be a loan. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be a loan. Nobody's going to come back except for Saudi money. I just want to go to Saudi Arabia. He declined in the last hours of the transfer window in the summer to go there. But Onana needs to go. He definitely needs to go. And Mundo, I've not heard you since you've not been on here. What's your message to the 25% sexuals? Because they're getting giddy, Mundo. They're getting absolutely giddy.
29.
29. Oh, but it's 25 though. That's what we're being told. Maybe rising to 29, but 25 now. It's still Jarvis.
I'm just saying what I read.
We're not doing it on the potential, Jarvis. We're doing it on the reality.
Okay.
Mundo, what are you thinking about the investment that the Glazers have got? And you think Radcliffe and his dodgy Dave and the inhalers can fix this?
I think having a structure will obviously improve things, I would expect. But I'm not going to get carried away because at the end of the day, you still got Joe Glazer involved in football matters. No matter what they say about, they've got full footballing control, that guy is still the one to sign the checks. So, it's very easy to say, Manchester United haven't signed well over the last 10 years or so. But for all we know, our scouts could have been identifying players and presenting it to the board, right? And they're saying, how many shirts did he have? Now we're not interested. Do you understand what I mean? So how's it going to be any different? How's it going to be any different? These directors of football, you could get Dan Ashworth, you could get Paul Mitchell, Dream Team. And if they're identifying players, it's still for the board to sign off that check, isn't it? It's still for the Glazers to say, yeah, we agreed to pay the money for this guy. So I don't know. I just don't. You need owners who are interested in the sporting side. So when you identify players, you're saying these players, we're identifying them because they're going to improve our football team. Forget about the financials and the commerciality of it. They're going to improve our football team. And I still think they're going to want shirt sales. And I still think that's what Jim would want because he wants a return on his investment. So we could do a Chelsea and just buy all these young guys on long contracts that are not even that good in the hope that we could resell them in a few years for a profit. And if we go down that route, we're in trouble. And then I've heard rumours about, we want to be British. So we're going to go back to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer days when he's buying Dan James on the right wing. That's not going to get us. That's not going to win us the league. Yeah. And 80 million on Harry Maguire. Trust me, there's going to be some mad shit going on if that's what they're thinking. Now, if we manage to prize him away from Newcastle, because Newcastle actually, I like the transfers that they've done, like Bruno Guimaraes and these kind of guys, and Anthony Gordon, they're very good players. So if we approach the transfer market in that way, then you're not going to get any arguments from me. But something inside me is just telling me it's just not going to work out that way. And the other thing is, like, they've got some clause in the contract where, and I think this is standard anyway, but you're not allowed to say anything negative about the Glazers. Right? I don't know if you've heard about
Why are
this.
they putting the clause in already?
Yeah.
I've heard about this.
So Radcliffe and his crew are not allowed to say anything negative about the Glazers.
And vice versa. They can't diss each other. Yeah.
And vice versa. But it's more than likely that it would be because when things go wrong, the Glazers will be over in the States. It's a complete win-win for them. They just cash their check at the end of every month, right? Jim Ratcliffe does all the work, and if it doesn't go wrong, the thing that concerns me is if it's still a shit show, we're not going to know whether or not it's down to Jim or down to the Glazers because of that clause. Because none of them are allowed to say whose fault it is, right? And then you've got so many chefs in the kitchen, right? So many people involved now. It's similar to when Arsenal had Usmanov and Kroenke.
Yeah.
It took 11 years to get that divorce.
11 years,
11 years for them to get the divorce.
That's a situation we're in. That is a situation. You've got two competing kind of organizations, and you've got billionaires like control. That's how they make money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how's this power share going to work? I just don't see it personally. I think it's a fucking recipe for disaster, right? And I'm not getting carried away. The only thing to cling on to is hopefully that somehow Ashworth, if we get Ashworth or whoever comes in as director of football.
No, why would Ashworth leave his Saudi money to come to Manchester United? We're in £1 billion debt.
If it's not him, whoever comes in and Blanc, right? Somehow, I just hope they somehow work a miracle. That's all I'm hoping for. That's what we're grasping onto, isn't it? We're just praying that these guys that come in, the footballing guys, somehow, despite all the other bullshit that's going on around them, somehow, but it might get us the odd trophy or whatever, but we're not going to be consistently challenging. That's my view with this structure. I can't see it.
All right, big up. The biggest thing for me is that they said they were going to spend. So this is what they're counting in dollars, by the way, not in pounds. When they give you the figures, they go $300 million for the stadium. It's not for a new liquor paint. See, $300 million if the liquor paint and might patch up 1 or 2 leaks. You can't even get rid of all the internal leaks that happen to all the hospitality inside Old Trafford. That's just the roof. $300 million. Jarvis can't solve a paint.
No.
External leaks. Forget the internal leaks and the toilets that flooded all over.
Where do you even start with 300 millions? Where do you even start? You know, you
hire some proper chefs who can cook chicken properly, not fucking raw to health inspectors. That's a place to start. That's one place to start. Get some builders and scaffolders on the roof, and get the roof fixed from leaking and pissing on you.
I swear to God, certain sections of the stadium, the toilets always flood.
Yeah. It's not going to cost $300 billion to get a plumbing crew in to do Old Trafford up, is it? Let's be honest. It's not.
Bricklayers to fix the bricks that's falling down.
There you go, Jarvis. Some bricklayers. I know a couple of them, Miss Anne.
Yeah.
I'll put some people. Jobs for the boys, you know. Here we go.
Call some IT guys to put up some decent Wi-Fi.
There you go, Jarvis is going to sort the Wi-Fi. I'm going to sort the installation. Nuruddin, I don't know. Nuruddin's
Listen, you know what I'll do? What I'll do is I'm tall in it. I can help with the paint in the tall bits. You know what they called? You know when you do the skating boards.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
The top one's the ceiling, man. I'll do the ceiling. Jarvis, I'm gonna go to you. Actually, to ask you this question. He was quite enthusiastic, Eric Ten Hag, today in his press conference, saying, "Oh yeah, he wants to work with him. They want to work together." Is Eric Ten Hag setting himself up for a quick see you later? Because the way he was talking, it's like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to them now. We're involved in the game." But like you said, we've only got 2 games in January. Really, Wigan.
Yeah, there's a lot of time to talk with the owners, you know, and set in a strategy. But you know, if he should only focus now on being the coach, I believe, and just let him do their things. because I think if he gets involved, I think it's too many chefs already. If we have a Blanc coming in, we have Paul Mitchell, we have Ashford, we have this Brailsford, so and Sir Jim himself, and you have the Glazers. So focus on the football. That's what I would have done if I was Ten Hag at the moment, because what's Ten Hag supposed to do in all of this?
But
Do
I'm
we have
telling
a
you now,
budget in January? Can
Jarvis,
they actually inject money into the club at the moment because of the FFP?
Jarvis, I can't honestly. I saw the article today that said they're not willing to spend. We're looking for loans. We're £1 billion in debt.
Yeah.
So how's 300 million? So first of all, this is the message from me to the quarter sexuals, Jim the Radcliffe sexuals, Jim the Judas sexuals, right out there. No plan for the debt. The debt that we're in with the bank that the Glazers kept there for 90 years. The 300 million that we own in outstanding transfer window, players that we already spend the money on. The 200 million that credit card that we got out on the bank. So there they are. No plan for that. No plan for the stadium. 300 million will not touch any of the sides in a stadium. Then you've got no investment in terms of getting players or getting players out. Money that to pay people like Maguire, Scott McTominay to get rid of them, or Martial or Sancho or anybody. We haven't got the money to do that. So please tell me what great change you see coming. And you see in the statement, he was maybe it's going to take time. He said, it's going to take time. What do you mean take time? You mean another decade? We can't
will take
players.
time, but what are they planning really? 300 million, maybe they will build some director lodge and wine and dine for the rich people when we are a part of the Europa Super League. Who knows what they are planning? Maybe we are just positioning ourselves for what's to come. I don't know. Maybe they have.
Are bicycles that expensive now? You need 300 million plus a couple of inhalers, Jarvis.
Well, it's carbon, like super light carbon. So yeah, they are expensive.
Joe, Edison, Tom, make it quick, man. I want to end. I don't want to be too long, but listen. Message to what's your message to Jim the Rat Judas sexuals out there, the 25%ers? They're a new cult. I swear to God, they're a cult. They are a cult. I swear to as Manchester United fans, we can argue over player this, player that, whatever. But they are a cult. Have you seen the way they come for you? They've been coming for me. It's like they've become the bootlickers and they want to be promoted into the.
Do you know what they do? Do you know what?
Jarvis.
Do you know what, Nuruddin?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll give you the vaccine for that. All you've got to do is get Sir Dave Brailsford. You put him in the scandal case that he had. You get Sir Jim Ratcliffe. You put him in the tax evasion case. You get a picture of the two of them. You put them together and you send them to them. They don't message you back then. It's funny how it works. That one person tried that with me a couple of weeks ago anyway, when they were asking me about Brailsford and that. What's he actually like, and what's Sir Jim like, and that the other. And I said, right, if you want me to say it for what my opinion is, I said what my opinion was. Right, do you have any basis to back that up? He said, I got the leaflets out, got the information off online. I shared the links. I also sent the photos out to him, and he said, "Oh, fuck me, you were right, weren't you?" So there you go. It's all there for everybody to know. Listen, I've said it before. I said it on your show, Jarvis, and Mix. And I'll say the same thing here, and I'll keep it consistent. Dodgy Dave ain't coming in and doing fuck all. I'm saying it for what it is. If you think Dave Brailsford's going to come and he's going to run this audit of the whole football department, the guy knows how to run a cycling team. He knows how to get on a bike, pedal, and he needs to cheat to fucking be successful at that. You can't cheat in football without getting caught, as Manchester City have proved it. So if you think that Dodgy Dave's going to come in here and try and fix up Man United, ain't going to happen. Jean-Claude Blanc, fair enough. Jean-Claude Blanc is an individual within football. I like the guy. He's done quite successful what he did at Juventus. I respect him what he did with the Juventus fans, where he consulted them directly with the stadium as part of the Juventus ownership at that time. He was the sort of middleman between the owners and the fans. I respect him for what he did there. Whether he will be able to do that at Manchester United or not remains to be seen. 300 million ain't going to do fuck all, Jim, so you can fuck off with that. He's not going to touch the sides or do anything, put a lick of paint on, as we're all saying. And
that's $300 million. You know, when it turns to
yeah,
pounds,
yeah, yeah.
it's like 200 million.
Listen, they make out as if it's going to build a new stadium, mate. You'd be lucky if you can get materials for that much for Old Trafford.
You need
Never
at least
mind
$3
build
billion
it.
for a proper stadium. At least $3 billion to get state of the art.
And the directors and the architects, Nuruddin, at Populous, who they hired 12 months ago to do a review of Old Trafford and say what's the best course of avenue, they've told them to knock it down and start from scratch. That's how bad it's got. And at the end of the day, all I'm saying with Sir Jim is 20. And when people say it, and it fucks me off so much, when people put Sir Jim Ratcliffe 25% takeover. It's not a takeover. And I'll even give you a better corker, guys. And anybody who wants it, you can go and research it online anyway, because it's in all the news articles and then everybody's reports. Ratcliffe didn't want sporting control. It's now starting to come out. The Glazers pushed it upon him and said, would you like sporting control, Sir Jim? We'll give you 25%. You can have your 25% if you give us XYZ amount of money. But we're crap at football. Can you? But you run 2 football teams, don't you? Nice and Lausanne. You'll be fine. Can you take football operations for us? And he's agreed. That's what he wanted for his money. Wow. So this nostalgia that people are coming out of saying that, oh, Sir Jim's here to fix it up. He didn't even want the fucking control. I'm starting to hear now. Anyway, it's starting to unravel. So at the end of the day, Nuruddin, Sir Jim ain't going to do shit. He's going to sit in his millionaire mansion in Monaco, counting his millions. The other 2 guys, I haven't got a fucking clue who they are, founders of Ineos. They ain't going to do anything other than probably count numbers, because I've heard they're numbers guys. Right, and at the end of the day, like I say, Dodgy Dave knows how to pedal a bike and be successful, and he has to cheat to try and do that. So he ain't going to do that internally at Man United. Blanc, fair enough. I like him as an individual, but will he have the influence from the owners to do that and do his thing and do what he wants to do? I have no clue. And to be honest with you, all of this about getting in directors of football, everyone's getting giddy on the Ashford pack and the Mitchell pack and all this other shite. Mate, we'll probably end up with fucking Yaya McTominay running the fucking sporting department. I mean, have you seen the guy? He puts out a couple of pictures on Instagram with a fucking 6-pack out and everybody's getting fucking raily over him. Like, the guy, go and work in a gym, McTominay. Not on a football pitch. You're in a different sport. Go and be a weightlifter if you want. But at the end of the day, football as a whole, these guys are sports people. The only football person that I've heard is coming into United at this moment in time is Jean-Claude Blanc. That's the only one I'm getting giddy about. The rest of them, mate, I'll wait and see until it happens. Because Mitchell ain't going to leave millions and billions of pounds worth of investment that he can use to build Newcastle for what? A broke bank Manchester United? And you really think Paul Mitchell's going to do what? Risk his reputation to come here if he's not going to have the sort of control that he needs to run a football club? And I'll give one last message. Eric Ten Hag, mate, watch your fucking back. Because I saw this exact same wordings from a one Thomas Tuchel who'd won a Champions League 6 months before with Chelsea, and Todd Bowley said we're going to back the guy for 4 or 5 years. He got rid of him after one embarrassing result in Croatia. One embarrassing result. He had the ethnicity to turn it round, and he'd won 4 out of those 5 games. He loses 1 game in Europe. They get rid of the guy, and they use that as an excuse to get rid of him. So if you think Sir Jim ain't going to come in and get rid of you and replace you, mate, you better have another thing coming. And the sort of people, guys, that I'm hearing that they're going to replace him with, I'm shitting myself. You think fucking Graham Potter's going to come in here and fix this place up? You'll have
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Listen, Nuruddin, forget Harry Potter, mate. There'll be Harry Redknapp on the list. There'll be fucking Jamie Redknapp. It'll be the League of Their Own show at Man United.
Darren Fletcher on that list.
Darren Fletcher and his 2 boys. Listen, it'll be like a round of Holy Fools and Horses here. But I am absolutely shitting myself because these guys, all I know about them coming in, they either dodge taxes, they cheat in sport to try and win, or even a bigger fish, guys, they've never actually won anything of a notable success in football. That's what scares me. And it's taken them 4 or 5 years to even get Nice in a stable position where they can compete in France. And Nice and Manchester United, mate. Good night, Vienna. Good night, Vienna. So, at the end of the day, I'll give it as it is. I don't trust Sir Jim. I think he's a snake. I think he's a rat. Dodgy Dave's dodgier than fucking David Cameron with the money. At the end of the day,
I'm with a pig.
there you go. That's all I've got to say.
Listen, there's the message.
Yeah, good said.
There's the message. I'm just going to go around quickly because we jumped over Sancho because I wanted to get into this main discussion. But Sancho, sale on January. Jarvis, sale or loan?
Get him out of the club for me. I think as long as he can't fix the problems with Ten Hag, he's no use for the value for the club. I will set aside if he did something wrong or not. That's not the option at the moment. But as things stands, if Ten Hag don't want him, why keep him? He will never play. So get him out of the club as fast as possible because at the moment he will only stink up the place with negativity. So for 100%. Me, it's about getting him out.
Yeah, 100%. He needs to be moved on. Tom, loan or sale? The only sale is Saudi Arabia, and they're not.
Nuruddin, honestly, fuck it. I don't care. Give him a brown envelope and tell him to fuck off.
But you have to give him 40 million.
Give him. I don't care. I don't care. Add it onto the debt. Give him a brown envelope and tell him to get rid, because you're not going to get 40 million for him anyway. So you're taking a loss as it is, and the longer and longer we keep him, the more money we're losing. 350 grand a week. 350 grand a week. Cut your losses while you can. Get rid of the guy. I don't care what you have to do. Listen, John Murto, he got this prop saying that he went to Saudi Arabia, mate. He went to Saudi Arabia for 2 weeks negotiating. He couldn't sell anybody. Yeah. Todd Bowley does a deal with the Saudis, mate. He can ship 18 players there if he wants. He can ship a whole rugby team there, and he can get rid of all the people that he wants. So I'd sell him straight away. I don't care. 5 million, 10 million, get rid of the guy. Don't
Mundo, loan or sale? Full sale of
I'll take a more pragmatic. I take a more pragmatic view. I'd loan because he hasn't played. I'll loan him out, similar to the Greenwood situation, to try and sell him in the summer.
I don't think he'd make an impact though, Mundo. That's my issue.
Or even for a season and a half, then so loan him out for this half of the season and next season, in the hope that we can raise funds.
There you go.
That might be a better solution then, yeah.
Listen,
but it depends who wants to buy him.
Yeah, man. Listen, there you go. We'll sell him. We'll sell him. To me, I can't imagine it, but his agents were in. I can confirm to you 100%. I put the thing on this afternoon, and I knew we were going to talk about him. Not because he was out. I'm not asked. I don't give a damn what you do. I don't care what players do outside of football, as long as they're putting it in. And Manchester United players are now playing like they go out every night. They play like they're drunk on the football pitch. They don't have a clue. They play like strangers who met for the first time. So I'm not asked about that, a guy who's not playing. But I knew his agents were at Carrington today. They were there. 100% they were there. And it was about crisis talks because he needs to play football. So it will be. But listen, we'll see you tomorrow for the match reaction. 5:30 kickoff in the UK. And it's going to be, I think it's the type of game we're going to be watching, Jarvis, Mundo and Tom. Do our fingers. It's going to be one of them car crash FC. Well, we'll see. We'll see whatever happens. We could go 2-0 down and come back like we did the other night.
Not
then I think against a low block, honestly, I just don't think the bottle jobs will unlock. They won't turn up because they've not turned up this season 2 games in a row. They haven't. In terms of intensity and consistency, in terms of the performance, it is what it is, mate. It is what it is. Love and light, people. Look after yourselves. And we say free Palestine, man. This is the kofia. This is the kofia that is Palestinian symbol of resistance. And we support the Palestinians in their struggle against apartheid, racist, colonial settler regime. That is Israel. Israeli government, the genocide they're committing, and the whole world is watching. Shame on you. With the Palestinians, our heart, our minds, our spirit, our soul is always with you. Solidarity and love. And we're here to tell everybody about the genocide and what's happening to you. If we had the power, we would stop this. Unfortunately, we don't. Too many gangsters are involved. There's enough money to be made by billionaire industry, the industrial military complex. Billions to be earned while babies get slaughtered right, left, and center. So solidarity and love Fuck Zionism, it's racism. And we stand against anybody that is for that. We stand with the Congolese, what's happening over there. We stand with the Sudanese, what's happening over there. And the AAU are involved. People in Sudan need to go and protest outside Man City Stadium because the AAU, the owners of Man City, are involved in the war crimes that are, and a genocide is taking place in Sudan. They're perpetuating it. They need to be held accountable. Shocking. And the Tigray region in Ethiopia, we need peace, love, and light always. But big up to everybody. The chat, you've been wonderful. Please smash a like on the video. We're 60 short of 9,000. So please subscribe. Get people to subscribe to the channel, man. If you've got like-minded people, get them to subscribe to the channel because the YouTube is shadow banned us. It has demonetized us. And it's unsubscribing subscribers. We would have reached 9,000 already. So many people have got in touch with me saying, hey, we're being unsubscribed. What's going on? So it is what it is. Who provides the weapons? Britain and America provide the weapons and the political and diplomatic support. So Britain have their hands dirty. The European Union has their hands dirty. The US government has their hands dirty. Majority of the Western media have all their hands. They're all of them. We charge them all with genocide. All of the prophets in the UK, the US, all these companies, we say it's simple. Your prophets are covered in Palestinian blood. We will never stop shouting that. I'll be at the protest tomorrow and come back to watch that shit show of a game of Manchester United. Honestly, I don't look forward to watching United games. Can I ask the question quickly? When was the last time, Mundo, that you looked forward to watching a United game?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember. Jarvis, when was the last time you looked forward to a United game? Be honest.
I always look forward to a United game, but I've been a fan for so many years. I don't expect anything. I'm not there for the win. I'm there for supporting.
No,
the
but
team
you actually got excited, Jarvis. I'm talking about excited. Going, ooh, United are gonna play now. Were you literally excited?
I can actually say I was excited under Ole. I think he brought back some of the old spirit. I felt excited for a couple of games or a half of a season.
Because you knew the goals. You knew goals.
Yeah.
You scored goals. Yeah.
And I gotta admit, I got giddy on his first 6 months during he had like a 10 game run with wins or something.
Oh, we all got. Listen,
I got giddy.
At the wheel.
Yeah.
How good does it feel? Everybody got giddy, Jarvis. We all got giddy because Jose Mourinho football was the most depressing football. Ollie comes in and goes, free reign, goals. Rain goals. Come on now. So, yeah, that's the last time, actually. Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah? Was that the same for you, Tom?
No.
Remember when we became 4-0 FC? Remember? We became 4-0 FC.
What? And you got memed. We've got 5 on it, eh? I'll never remember that. I'll always remember them days.
5 on it.
No, honestly, I'll be serious now. The last time I ever got properly excited for a Manchester United game was Fergie's last game because I knew we were lifting the title. That's the only game. That's the last time that I was properly excited watching a United game. Because ever since then, it's been shit. Yeah. Every single derby, I've had a fucking queasy stomach. I've even fucking had the Jack Daniels next to me. I've never gone to a game and thought, do you know what? I'm actually excited. I went to the FA Cup final, guys. I was in the hospitality section. I was shitting it. I was next to 2 City fans who are my mates in fucking London at Wembley, and I'm thinking to myself, as soon as that first goal went, I thought, sorry. I even dropped the beer. That sounds funny.
Dropped the beer. Well, De Gea dropped more than the beer, mate. Fucking hell, give them the fucking treble with that shit save. But yeah, honestly, yeah, I don't. And you know what? Under Fergie, to be fair, it was exciting to watch Manchester United because you could predict what kind of games, what players that were going to play. I never used to talk about the opposition under Fergie in the league. I never used to talk about him. Archie Gemmill legend. There you go. Also, Happy New Year in advance. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. Therapy Army, you've been absolutely wonderful. Big up to Mick and Jarvis and Manuel Real TV. Please go over there and subscribe to the channel and check out the channel. And Happy New Year to Therapy Army. Next time we'll see you. Actually, yeah, we've got one game No, it's Saturday, innit? Saturday night. Is that New Year's Eve? Is Saturday New Year's Eve? Or Sunday New Year's Eve?
Sunday's New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Sunday, yeah, Sunday.
So 31st, innit? It always ends December the 31st. So yeah, we'll see you before that anyway, Therapy Army. If you're here, if you can make it on a match reaction on Saturday night, we'll be here. If not, we'll see you in the new year, people. But let's hope Manchester United close out the season with a win. I'll take the 3 points by any means necessary right now. Yeah. But I just don't see it. But win, lose or draw, Glazers out, Bankers out, Jim the Rat Ratcliffe out always. And we say free Palestine, stop the genocide, stop the genocide, stop the genocide, stop killing children, stop murdering babies, stop killing innocent civilians, stop what you're doing. It's madness what's happening. It's unprecedented what they're doing to Gaza, to the people. It's compared to all the wars in the last 20 years or 30 years. Fuck them, mate. Fuck them. Fuck the Zionist state, man. Fuck them. Free fucking Palestine. Good night, people. Peace, love, light. Look after yourselves. Happy New Year. If not, we'll see you on Saturday for the match reaction. Take care, people. Good night.
Peace.
Yeah, peace. There we go.